Multiversus has been out for well over a week, and it's a game I've been waiting for its grand return. So, how is it? Was it worth the wait, or is this game gonna end up dying after a year? So in today's video, I'm gonna be going over pretty much everything that's new or changes for Multiversus. So without further ado, let's dive straight into it. So first I'm going to quickly go over the new 3 fighters you can currently get, that being the Joker, Jason Voorhees, and Banana Guard. I really won't be going their entire kits, but going pretty much based over my personal experience playing as or against these fighters. So my least favorite from these 3 is definitely Banana Guard, and it's not really the fact that it is Banana Guard at all. I don't mind a joke character here and there, and some people honestly should take a chill pill. But while I do like playing as Banana Guard from time to time, and his kit is a mix of kind of okay to I'm able to pull some pretty nasty plays with it. He's overall not a bad character, but not my favorite from the roster. Next is the Joker, which I've had a nickel for every time Joker was added to a live service game at season 1 of 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it happened twice. All jokes aside, Joker is definitely a character I think I want to learn how to play at some point. His kit feels very fun to use with all the wacky stuff and different kinds of cards you can use, from even using your balloon to charge right into your opponents. Lastly is Jason Voorhees, and I'm definitely going to try and main this guy. His kit is very fun to use with the sleeping bag, and you can slam them down or throw them, but he also has a lot of fun combos you could pull off. Overall my favorite character from the start of this season. Next is a battle pass, and I really won't go over the items of the battle pass really, since overall I think it's okay, but I would personally say my favorite are the Jason skins, that being the Matrix and Jason X. But with this battle pass, I have 2 main somewhat issues I have of it. First being having a character lock in the battle pass. Now this concept is new at all or anything, but it's something I'm not a fan of at all. I feel like for a game like Multiversus, locking a character behind a battle pass could have some balancing issues with it. If a character is too strong, then there will be complaints that the character is pay to win, and if they are too weak, people won't grab the battle pass if they just want to go for the new fighter. So trying to get that perfectly balanced character, I doubt will happen 100% of the time. Now with that being more of a personal thing I don't like about the pass, there's something a bit more of a major complaint that a lot of people, including I, do not like, and that is the XP. While you do get a bit of your XP from your dailies, weekly, and other challenges you complete for the battle pass, the fact that you can't get XP from even playing the game is just so stupid. And I honestly don't understand why they just don't add where you can get XP from just playing the game. I feel like if a player wants to spend, let's just say, like about 3 hours or so on the game to grind the battle pass, then well, they should. And it definitely feels kind of unfair for players if they go out for a little while. And let's just say for in general, if you're just going on vacation for like 2 weeks or so for this battle pass, you probably won't even fully be able to complete it, I would say. The thing also is that daily challenges usually can take at most an hour to complete, and the weekly challenges, while being grindy, aren't too difficult to complete. Overall, some people are just logging in just to do their dailies, a bit of their weekly, then log off. And for a live service game, just to have your players maybe play at most 2 hours isn't good at all. I feel like for a game like Multiversus, they should keep the player retention high, especially for players who just like to play and grind to get the items that they got for the battle. Especially if you're a player that just wants to play the game and grind through the battle pass, I feel like having a XP lock in general just makes you not really want to play the game at all. Next is the Rift mode, and I have been mostly playing this more than the PvP because, well, every time I get into 2 to 5 games in PvP, I get disconnected. Even that being said, playing PvE, I have disconnected a couple of times, which is really confusing since it's mostly, I would say, a single player thing. While you can definitely queue up with someone to do it, it's kind of confusing that me playing by myself for it, I get disconnected from it. But overall, the mode's just okay, honestly. I would not say it's terrible at all by any means, but it's just kind of boring sometimes since all you're just doing is just fighting bots. There are some other things in there that be mostly either platforming or shooting targets, and that's nice to appear every once in a while since fighting bots can just be a little dragging and boring, and no one wants to do that for a long period of time. The one major complaint though I would say is that the gems I really don't like. Mainly due to the fact that it's kind of really grindy just to even get 1 to 2 levels, especially since they're kind of locked in a loot crate like system, but I also really don't like that you can use your paid currency just to upgrade the gems. One last thing I want to go over is the game's currency. So Multiversus has 4 different kinds of currencies that are being used for perk, fighter, prestige, and glamium currency. Most of these currencies I'm okay with fighter for you to unlock the new characters. Glamium is the pretty much the paid currency for Multiversus. And Prestige is fine since you get this currency from unlocking cosmetics to get even more cosmetics. The only one I don't really like is the perk currency. I feel like perks themselves should just come for free, and while I get this currency is pretty easy to obtain, it's still just silly for me for a system that, from what I remembered, was free from the beta, now has a currency you have to use to unlock certain perks. Now, for overall of the game, I think Multiverse is really fun to play, but despite that, I do have a list of issues besides the ones I mentioned earlier. One, you can't try any of the new characters in the training mode if you have them locked. You have to pretty much get by them to be able to try them out, which I think is silly. I don't understand that at all. Two, there isn't a selection for what server you can choose, so there will be times when you do PvP and your opponent is lagging. It makes the match harder to play. And finally, the game feels a lot slower. And with that, I don't mean like lagging or server issues. I mean the gameplay itself just feels slow at times. At first, when I heard people complain about it, I really didn't feel it that much, but when I played some of the characters I played mostly during the beta, I could definitely tell. But if I had to give you a score for Multiversus, I would definitely give it a 6 out of 10. I feel like at the moment I personally won't recommend it to people at the moment since I feel like there are still some few core issues with the game, but I feel like if these issues are addressed earlier than later, this game could have some great potential. But that's just my opinion of Multiversus. What did you think? Do you think Multiversus relaunch was great, or are you just gonna wait until some of these issues are fixed? I'd love to hear what you think of the game, but also I do know there are other issues that people are complaining about and that I left out, but that's to the fact that either I haven't came across this issue yet, or that it's a such minor issue that I don't think it was worth talking in this video. But that's wrap today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If so, hit that like button if you're new to the channel. Hitting that subscribe button to be appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out and have a good one.